We're very happy and privileged to have the Chancellor of the University, Lord Hague of Richmond, who himself is an Oxford alum. I think you have to be an alum to be the Chancellor, don't you?
In the last 350 years?
Yeah. So William Hague studied at Magdalen, was it?
Mm-hmm.
History?
PPE?
It was another PPE.
Yeah.
And was later on chairman of the Conservative Party and also Foreign Secretary under David Cameron, who's another Brasenose link. And he's going to address us for as long as you like.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. You know, I can speak for a long time.
And I should say, just before you start, that Daniel Lay is going to do a flute recital after your talk.
Oh, after. Okay, right. Well, we won't hold Daniel up too much, but thank you for asking me to say a few words, and thank you for coming together and for all the work of the fund, because although I'm still learning about it, it's clearly done fantastic work, and indeed £2 million over all that time will have made an immense difference to so many people, and I've already met several people to whom it has made a great difference to have that fund, and I'm so pleased that those I've had a chance to talk to already are really enjoying their time in Oxford. Well, maybe the ones who aren't have not come to the reception. I don't know. I hope you're all really enjoying your time in Oxford, because this to me, as I come back to Oxford now as Chancellor of the University, because I was elected Chancellor 1 year ago today, as it happens, and that's when I heard I was going to be the Chancellor of Oxford, and I was sworn in February. So I've come back to Oxford after 43 years. So you were talking about 1992, the fund was created. I graduated from Oxford in 1982. So I matriculated in 1979, 46 years ago. And Oxford is a dramatically different place from 46 years ago. You look at the buildings and you think, well, it's all the same as hundreds of years. And it's been the same for 800 years in some respects. But of course, the reason it's succeeded over 800 years is it has been changing all the time. And in the last 45 years, changed in many very positive ways. And one of them is it's a dramatically more diverse place than 45 years ago. For instance, I was in the first year that women were admitted to most of the colleges. I can't remember what year Brasenose admitted women.
Earlier than that.
Earlier than that.
It's 74.
74, you were in the first wave with Hartford and others.
Apart from the women's colleges.
Well, the women's colleges, yes. But most colleges admitted women in 1979 when the year I arrived. So imagine how different Oxford is just on that. It's dramatically more diverse, and it's dramatically more global than it was then. For instance, it would have been very rare to meet a student from China in 1979. China was in a completely different stage of history from today. I don't know what the number is, but the GDP of China is probably about 100 times now what it was in 1979 when I was a student, only 45 years ago. In fact, I remember seeing the General Secretary of the time in 1982, who was Hague visited Oxford. And we thought it was remarkable to see a Chinese leader in Oxford. And you would not have in any of the debates or any of the political discussions any students from China. Now that's been changed because China has changed, and then people have had the vision to set up funds like this. But also because it's important to be a global university. You can now meet people in Oxford from 170 nations of the world. Well, there are only 193 nations in the United Nations. So you can meet most of the world walking around in Oxford. And it's changed in many other ways as well. We have had great benefactors who have set up new schools and institutes. We've come to the forefront of medical sciences in the world, which we were not really in the 1970s. And of course have far more postgraduate students. Then there would have been 4 times as many undergraduates as postgraduates. Today there are more postgraduates than there are undergraduates in Oxford. And that has enabled the university to become a much more global and international university. And I think having students studying here from China is a very, very important part of that, because China is such an important part of everything that is going on in the world. Of course, it was critical in my job as the Foreign Secretary of the UK to try to know China and Chinese leaders. I'm probably one of the few people in the world who has originally met President Xi Jinping on a bus. I really don't think many people can say that, but this was because before he was the president, but when I was the Foreign Secretary, we both attended on behalf of our countries the 150th anniversary of the creation of Italy, which was in 2011. So I represented the UK, Xi Jinping represented China, and we went on a VIP bus together. And I sat next to him, and so we had a fascinating conversation. And you always have to take your diplomatic opportunities wherever they arise around the world, even on a bus. I've met many Chinese leaders over the decades, and so now it's part of my role as Chancellor to welcome students from all over the world and to support you and celebrate your success. So it is wonderful to see the range of different subjects and disciplines being supported, and that so many alumni are going on to very exciting businesses and research in so many other ways. So I'm very pleased you are an important part of the life of the university, and that the fund has been so successful over these years, and I look forward to supporting the work of the fund for many years to come. So thank you for inviting me to join you today, and I look forward to everybody who's still in Oxford. I look forward to seeing you around the city and the university and to continuing our conversations. But I hope you are enjoying Oxford to the full, enjoying the extraordinary, probably the greatest mixture in the world of disciplines, of history, of people, different ways of thinking, and that's something we all benefit enormously from. So thank you for being here, and I am looking forward to the music.